All right. So I'm back in the room. So this is what I've been talking about. So once when the hurricane came, we packed everything up. I put all my vinyl in protective cases, and now there we go. Now I'm in the process of reorganizing the room and getting rid of things. So this is kind of gives you an idea what I'm working with here. So those are my first two over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10. Well, there's 12 of those all together, holding all of my vinyl. So if you saw my music room tour before, I used to sit where that window is there. That's where I had my desk. I went ahead and pulled that desk out of here and figured I'd want to make more room here for my music, like my guitars. I brought the keyboard up. This used to be above my where I keep my main records over here. In this case is going to hold most of my records. Underneath me here is a bookcase, and that's where some records go also. So just in the process of trying to figure out where everything's going to go, I really need to get the stuff out of here that needs to go first. So I kind of like the setup how I have it now. When I do join people for live streams and stuff in the future or do videos, I'll probably have this as my backdrop. I like it much better because I have the Beatles here over it for a nice background instead of the TV. So kind of got that figured out as far as what my setup's going to be. So now it is going to be purge time. So part of this is going to be me putting some of my records back, and that way I can show you what records I have. I'll start with jazz tonight. That takes care of one of the bins. At least I can get them started on the shelves over here. And then I just have all kinds of little crap. We collect so many things. I mean, I have like this cool Beatles Yellow Submarine. How do you not pick that up? But at the same time, it's like, really need more of this stuff. So I have all kinds of just like cassettes in here. So there's some I'm keeping, some just have to go. So I'm going to start over there with the jazz. I don't know if anybody's going to join me. I don't know if anybody knows I'm live or not. So I'm going to pull up YouTube over here. Same time. And see if anybody's up and rolling. Yeah, I'll take that off. There we go. I don't miss any comments. And see if anybody joins. All right. So I'm going to start over here on the far side there and pull up on jazz. I don't know who's joined me, but definitely say hello. I'm going to be doing this for a while. So I'm going to go here and open this one. And like I said, it has my jazz albums. It'd be nice to get some of these out of here because I need some space in here. What's the best way to do this? I don't even have like a clear top over here to place this thing, so I got to figure this out. I think there's a box that's in there. Holy crap. There's a lot of records in there. Change everywhere. This is just Hurricane. Hopefully you can hear me all the way back there, but this is just Hurricane crazy. Like, just there's change everywhere, just all kinds of stuff I'm finding. So it's just nuts. So now I'm gonna lift up my jazz one. And there's the lid. Everybody's in good shape. I was really careful because the bottom of these containers, hopefully you can hear me okay. The bottom of these containers aren't flat. So I put cardboard at the bottom of each one just to make sure, that the albums stay nice and flat down there. That's almost got me out of breath, believe it or not. Oof. So I have a little closet over here, right in here. And that's 2 shelves of records. That's where it's going to start. I basically start my collection in there. So it'll go jazz into other areas as I go along. Then it moves over down here to this bottom shelf. That's got to be cleared out into, kind of hard to hold this, into this bin here. Then it'll go into here, over to the other bin. And there's a black box there. My goal is to have everything in those areas and get rid of that black box. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. So as I'm pulling these albums out, I've already kind of gone through my jazz and pulled things out of there. So we'll see if I pull any more out. I already know, I got rid of some of the ones that just don't sound well. Like, kind of picked them up, and I don't, because I thought they were neat to have, but they just need to go. And that's what I'm kind of going through here. So I'll show you what I have here on my jazz. And don't be afraid to say hello or ask me any questions about what I'm doing here. So hopefully this is the front. No. Okay. So it looks like all my albums are doing okay. They're stored in these bins, but they look like they're doing well. So let me see how I can show these off. What's up, Chance? Yes, back in the house, getting everything put back in, redoing my music room. So I don't know if you'd want to come up. I'm kind of, well, I mean, it's up to you. I'm just kind of putting everything back and showing people my record collection as we go, and some things are just going to have to go. I need to organize this better in a way that I can show you guys, and hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Because I want to show you all my records as I'm doing this. All right. So for my jazz, I have something else here, Cannonball Adderley. Got Miles Davis, Hank Jones, Sam Jones, my favorite jazz drummer. No, I did not have these bins before the storm. You can't really see them. I'll show it when I'm done, but yeah. How many do these hold? Kind of curious now. Well, I don't want to count it. I don't want to make this video too boring, but it holds quite a few. So if you want to count them as I go, that's up to you. We can count them afterwards. But yeah, so this is definitely staying. Cannonball Adderley. This one is she's more of a current jazz artist, Melissa Aldana. She is a jazz saxophone player, and this was 12 Stars. It came out a couple years ago. It's a really good jazz album. This one I was really happy to get a hold of. I mean, anywhere I looked, I couldn't find it. And I just happened to walk into a record store the other day. The reissue on this is like on back order, and any of these that I've seen anywhere else is pretty pretty pricey. But I picked this one up for under $10. It's on the Columbia label, and there was one other one that had the same cover, but it was on RCA. So I decided to go with the Columbia label, just to because I figured that might be better quality. And let's see. Then I picked up Playboys with Chet Baker and Art Pepper. Yeah, the Chet Bakers, they might go. I need to give them a listen. I mean, I like him, but I'm not a big fan. But maybe I need to give these a better listen. But Chet Baker in New York, and Chet. I didn't pick up the Chet Sings. I just, like I said, I'm not a big follower of Chet Baker, but I know that was a popular one. And this one was kind of cool. This was the Disney Soul soundtrack, and it's John Baptiste, which, believe it or not, he has an album later on in my collection. Yeah, see, I gotta give Chet a little more of a chance. That's why I didn't decide on getting rid of it yet. I know he's one of the albums I really need to give a better chance, you know. So, but this is actually good, even though it's like an animated movie or whatever. I have John Baptiste, his album, in here, and I'm probably gonna get rid of it. It's not one I put on, but this one I like. This is very like hard bop, jazz, right up my alley as far as jazz. So it's really, there's another soundtrack for it, and it doesn't have the all the jazz stuff on it, but this is strictly a jazz album, this version of this. So this is called Jazz Compositions and Arrangements by John Baptiste. So they took all the jazz arrangements from the movie and put it on this. So that's why I picked this up. And the fun part is I'm going to have to sort of rearrange them as I put them over there, because I can't put them in like this. They'll be in the wrong order. I have to flip them. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'll do that a little bit different next time. I have a question though. What do you guys do? So when you have a paper sleeve for your album and you go and replace it with like a poly sleeve or whatever you do you keep the original sleeve? Do you keep it in there? I know, like, you know, Chance, I know you take your album, put it in a sleeve and put it behind the album, but do you leave the original sleeve in there inside the album? That's a question I have for you. So I'm going to pick a couple more here. All right. So now we're getting into my guy here. I know how I'm going to do this. Let's see. So I have Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Hard Bop. This is an early recording from him. Art Blakey, Orgy and Rhythm. This is really good. This is going back to like African beats and stuff like that. Really, really rhythmic. You know, he's a drummer, but most of his stuff, hard bop with the Jazz Messengers. It's like a good hard bop album where they share the instruments, you know, but this is really rhythm based, really percussion based. So that's really cool. Art Blakey and Monk. I don't have a lot of Monk. I'm not a big Monk fan. I'm not a big piano jazz fan, but this combo I like. So it's him with the Jazz Messengers with Monk. It's typical, but this is my favorite Blakey album. Moanin'. Really like this album. And Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, The Big Beat. Let's see. I recycle the paper unless it's a vintage one with printing like old Atlantic ones. Then I keep those. Inside the jacket. Okay. Yeah, so if they're like the plain white or whatever, you just get rid of it. That makes sense. Yeah, from time to time you get those cool ones that have like advertisements for other albums and stuff on them, and those are cool. I like to keep those. Yeah, I don't think I couldn't get rid of it if you see something like that, because that's, the album's a piece of history, and that piece of paper is also a piece of history. More Blakey. Gotta have. He's my guy. Paper sleeves can make scuffs, especially. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So when we replace those paper sleeves with poly, that's the question: do you get rid of the original paper sleeve, or you just toss it like it's not a big deal? All right, so, and my brain wants to mispronounce this every time, but this is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, A Night in Tunisia. When I first saw it, I'm like, Tunisia? And I'm like, you're not a very smart person. Like looking at that word going, I know that word. Yeah, feeling like an idiot. This is Meet You at the Jazz Corner of the World. Where did I got to put it here? There we go. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Now, this is volume 1, so I got to see if there's a volume 2 available out there, how that works. This is a really good one. This was a Record Store Day release. Art Blakey, Jazz Messengers, First Flight to Tokyo. I think this is a 3-album set. Yeah, 2-album set. Really good recording and set. And that's what I like about Blakey, is just that big smile he always has when he's playing. This one was a little out there for a Blakey album. The Witch Doctor, but it had a nice Tone Poet re-release, and it's kind of more of his away from hard bop a little bit, I think. You hate that one? Fun listen? Oh, you have? I'm like, you hate it, but it's a fun listen. I'm like, what? I think you're talking about Tunisia. Mosaic. This is a good one. These are all good, but now this one I can't pronounce correctly, and I always get it wrong. Bohana's Delight. Bohana. I don't really care. I like the music. I think it's Bohana. I don't know. And then Caravan. This one's cool. This is a original jazz classic. So that one's cool. All right. That stuff down here, I gotta move out of my way. Make sure I'm not losing. Yeah, one later makes a difference. Yeah, I hate it, but I listen to it all the time. Free for All. This is a good one. This is a fun one. This one's okay. It's Hold On, I'm Coming, and I don't like it when jazz musicians do like songs that had vocals and then they use their instruments to duplicate the vocals. I'm not a big fan of that. Like this has a ton of people on it, but it has covers, and to me that gets into the realm of music. No matter how you splice it for me, but it's Blakey. I got it for a cheap price, so I just got it for the collection. This has Daydream, Hold On, I'm Coming. That who was it? Sam and Dave, whoever sang that. Secret Agent Man. So there's like cover songs on here. So it's not one of my favorites because it's, I don't know. I just don't like it when they replace vocals with instruments kind of thing. No water got in the house. It didn't even come close. I have to put the video together. I've been so exhausted. I haven't put the video together, but no, nothing, not even close to what it was last time. We did lose a tree in the back though. It's a pretty good shot. The whole root came up and the tree just fell over back there, but nowhere near the house. Yeah, I'm feeling very fortunate these days. A lot of people, lost their entire homes. It just sucks. We're all. I was talking to my neighbors, and I don't know if you saw the live video I did earlier today, but we're all kind of talking about. We're kind of like not traumatized, but we're all just in a weird place after it because 2 weeks, two hurricanes, and it's like, we're all feeling it. Especially like once we get our houses back together, it's just kind of like, I don't know. We feel weird right now, but we'll get past it. This is the one that was a Record Store Day release. It's not a good recording, but what I do like about it, it's like you don't hear all the instruments in it, but you hear Blakey the whole time. The mic was on Blakey the whole time, so you can hear his drums going the whole time. So for me, survivor guilt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is it's. I kept it because of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sam and Dave. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Is some were fortunate and nothing even changed in their lives. Us, we lost power for 4 days, and it was weird because we were coming here during the day, going somewhere else at night, and but some people are living out of hotel rooms. So. This is a really good one. I believe, yeah, this was a Record Store Day. Art Blakey, Jazz Messengers in my prime. I think this was originally a volume 1, volume 2, and they put it together as one piece here. This is a recent pickup in my in this corner, and it's a Keystone Corner, Art Blakey Live. And I like this one. I like the cover of it too. Just a cool. The cat thing's interesting, but Reflections in Blue, this is a really good album, and it's on Music on Vinyl. So yeah, you feel it. Yeah, it's a weight, like a heaviness that weighs on you a little bit. But we're all like, I was talking to my neighbor. She's like, oh, because we all had to throw the stuff out of our refrigerator, like completely clean out our fridges. She's like, I cleaned my fridge. I did this to keep myself not thinking about it. Because she went to stay somewhere safe, and the roof ended up coming down. Fortunately, not where she was, but a portion of the roof came down. So, yeah, it's hard to decide what you want to do and where you want to go. This is like Art Blakey hour. But if you're paying attention to the album cover, you can see Blakey's getting older, so I'm getting towards the end of the collection. This one is a good one. Art Blakey and Jazz Messengers live, and it's a Music on Vinyl. It's a recent pickup. This one's a decent recording, live at Sweet Basil. And that's it for Art Blakey. So I have a George Braith extension, Blue Note. I'll show you something cool, perk for working at a record store. And this, how do you not have this? I mean, this is, my friend introduced me to this, and this might be between this and Kind of Blue. This is what kind of got me going into jazz and creating a likeness for that. But this one, so that's Time Out, Dave Brubeck Quartet. But I picked up this also. It's the outtakes from those sessions. So it's just as good. Yeah, it's one of those essentials, right? And yeah, definitely a must-have. This one's cool too. Donald Byrd, slow drag. Just one of those cool covers too, kind of not completely in focus. Attractive lady on the front, just kind of a cool album to have. But yeah, very cool album. So all of these, like I said, there's certain artists I'm going to keep because it's a collection and that's it. It's like Blakey. When I get into rock and pop, it'll be like Neil Young, Tom Waits, certain artists, Billy Joel. I'm going to have all their albums, but there's going to be other ones from other artists that I'm not going for the whole collection, and those albums have to go. Okay, not even halfway through the first bin. Okay, this is probably sort of an essential too. Dial S for Sonny. Sonny Clark, really, really good hard bop album. Who's on here? Curtis Fuller. Hank Mobley's on here. Yeah, Art Farmer. So, really good album. This one's just one of those iconic jazz albums. Another Sonny Clark. Cool strutting, just iconic looking album cover. Great. It would be cool to have like a poster up there. I think that's what really sells me on all of these jazz albums is the covers. A lot of them. And then, of course, Blue Train. Everybody went through their whole phase of I got to get the Blue Train, and I picked it up, and I have a stereo version. Do I have both? I thought I had both, but maybe I just had the stereo version of it. Yeah. And then John Coltrane, Giant Steps. I'm more of a early John Coltrane guy when he gets into his experimental, what's the word for it? I want to say religious, but the spiritual music. He's feeling it, but I'm not. And I get it. I can appreciate it, but I can't put it on. Talking about anxiety. Yeah, that makes me crazy. This is my favorite Coltrane album right here. Coltrane Plays the Blues. Absolutely love this. It's like I'm reminded I need to put this on. The awakening music. And then my favorite things, and that's where we're talking, he's doing that, these are a few of my favorite things kind of thing. But it's a good album. I enjoy this album. Almost at the halfway mark. This is probably my second favorite Coltrane sound. I believe this is I keep getting this mixed up of whether it's a compilation, a posthumous thing. I can't remember. Classic Jazz LP. I can't remember. I just know this is, first I was attracted by the cover artwork there, but really good album. I can't remember if this was a comp or not. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. If you know, just let me know. And then Coltrane Ole, another good one. Then, of course, you got to have a Love Supreme. I didn't have a religious experience like George Borden, but I do enjoy this album. In fact, it took me a while to get into that album. I wasn't quite digging it, and then you start feeling it. That's an album you start feeling after a while. These were cool. This is very early Miles, volume 1 and 2. But what I like about this is he's playing with Art Blakey on these. So happy to have these. This is like really early stuff. And this round about midnight, this is one of my favorite Miles albums right here. I like when they do that. It's like you're really, what's going on in that picture? Is he thinking? Is he listening? What's happening? just a cool cover. Wow, what did I say? Did I say something weird? So continuing Miles, milestones, and of course you got to have that one, right? Kind of Blue. This one I enjoy quite a bit, and I like the story behind it, where his wife, they were on vacation, I think in Spain, and she said, you need to come check out these dancers, and he didn't want to, then he did, and he's like, oh, and he was inspired enough to do a whole album. Miles in Berlin. And I enjoy this one too. A little more on the way from the hard bop to the experimental. Yeah, a little bit out of the hard bop realm. But with Cicely Tyson on the front. I think he dated her at one point. But yeah, good album. Oh yeah, that whole video. I see it really. Yeah, that whole. Hope George is doing well. Looks like he took. I think his videos are up there, but I think he had a moment there where he's like, "How much of myself do I want to expose here in my rawness?" So I hope he's doing well. Because it was George, you know, concert buddy. You were two of the first people I started interacting with after that Van Halen video. So I just hope he's doing well. It kind of came up with us. I don't know if he'd been around a while before that, but you know, you remember the people you first met, kind of thing. Do you like the music on? Oh, music on vinyl? Absolutely, yes. I don't have one that I've had a problem with. Music on vinyl. I'll kind of mention the other ones. I can't think of what the other ones are right now, but yes, when I see music on vinyl, I go, yeah, I'm considering that. I think I have a couple Stevie Ray Vaughan that are on music on vinyl, but I've always enjoyed it. I like the sound, the warmth, and never had an issue with any of those albums. Hello, Steve. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. He's good. Spoke with him a couple weeks ago. We've got a new job. Oh, then got COVID. Hopefully he's doing all right. It's like everybody's getting COVID again, but it seems less crazy as it was when it first hit, you know. But yeah, so hopefully he's. I'm glad to hear he's doing well and hopefully sorting things out. I can't tell what the middle of it is. So I have Miles Davis, Water Babies. And what was the big one? I know, Chance, you picked this up. It was it Water Babies, or it was another part to that, like outtakes or something, that came out on a record store day, which I kind of regret not getting. You have this is a good one. This is a strong contender for Kinda Blue in a silent way. It's pretty close for me. Might even say I like it a little bit more than Kinda Blue. Bitches Brew. Didn't take, you know, this is Miles really experimenting, not as much as Coltrane, but going with different sounds and feel. But I went with this album like immediately. I had no problem with this album. So saying hi. Yeah, I do. Yep, I have my. I like the Miles. Well, he was one of the first guys I got into. Started collecting his stuff, and then I you know, branched out a little bit. Okay. This one I really like, the Jack Johnson one. This is the one that gives you a feel of if he had worked with Hendrix, what they would have done together. And I wonder what level Hendrix would have taken this album to. But really, really good album. Definitely one of my favorites. And Dingo. Appreciate you guys keeping me company, because I had to do this anyway. I'm like, I might as well go live, and this is what people like to kind of see is people sharing their collection and their craziness, all the crap they collect, So there's a What It Be. You only have about 6 Miles albums. Yeah, I don't know what I have, around 10 or so. I didn't even keep count there. Okay, so I did those. Weird. Okay. All right, so those were all my Miles albums. Another guy that I really enjoy. I don't find a lot of his albums, but here and there I'll find them. But this is the first one. Blues Walk, Lou Donaldson. Really like him. He always incorporates like percussion and organ and things like that. It's not always just hard bop sound, but I really enjoy, especially this one. If you don't have this, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Blues Walk. Signifying, Lou Donaldson. Fried Buzzard. It's kind of out there. Yeah, there's some psychedelic Lou Donaldson, Alligator Boogaloo. Enjoy this one. This one's really good. Midnight Creeper. That's one I enjoy. And if it weren't for if it was just an artist I didn't really care, whatever, this is a little bit of a rough copy of this. It's a couple pops, needs better cleaning probably, but really enjoy the music on this one. And chick eating a hot dog. I think he has another one too where he's eating a hot dog or something. He's eating something on the front, so he has some interesting covers. Lady eating a hot dog. That's kind of weird. All right. Don't have a lot of Duke. Kind of hard to find, right? Or I don't know. I don't want to say that because no, you don't see a lot of Duke. I guess you do see Duke, but it's like it's not always in the best shape. So this was a reissue on Impulse. Duke Ellington meets Coleman Hawkins. Really like this album. Yeah, it's a fun one. Now here's one I'll probably get rid of. I picked it up. I was like, okay, but really not my thing. Not an album I enjoy. So I'm going to be putting it, I believe, off to the side. So that one probably will be going. And then this one's really good. Sax player, Booker Irvin, textbook tenor. Just a cool jazz sax album there. I'm not big into jazz pianists as far as being the lead player. I'm not really, that's not my thing. So I don't have a lot of, piano guys, but I do have this Bill Evans Trio 65. I know a lot of people like Bill Evans. He just hasn't really, maybe I haven't heard the right one yet, but just hasn't really struck me. But this one on Verb is a really good album. I enjoy it. And this one I really like. I mean, that gruffy voice and that just wonderful voice that she has, those two together, it's like, it puts a smile on your face every time you hear this, because you hear that his trumpet going, and then you'll hear her start singing, and it's just that she just had such a soothing voice. And then here he comes with that. He's in tune and all that, but he's um, just that gruff voice, and just I enjoy the dynamic of these two on this album. So it's got to be more than halfway done here, and then almost got the top cubby filled. So you guys keeping count? How many do I have here? All right. Herbie Hancock. Now I do like Herbie. Again, he's a piano-based guy. Played with Miles and all that. He did get some albums that went a little out there for me that I couldn't get into, but he does have some that I do enjoy, like Imperium Skies. But good album. This one I like a lot. The Maiden Voyage. It's a cool cover on that one. This one I like. I saw this cover, and I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. And what a really good album this is. Yeah, on this. So Coleman is a sax player, but he's also playing with another sax player on here, Eddie Lockjaw Davis. But yeah, what a cool album this is. This one's another one too, the Remarkable Carmel Jones. Just another one of those covers where it's like the artist, thinking or doing whatever he's doing. But really good jazz album. And now we're getting into more of an organ dude. Just looking at the lineup here. No, this wasn't organ. Okay, no. He's a drummer. I only have one of his albums, so I'm not that familiar with him. Elvin Jones, but this Polycurrents is a good album. I don't know why I was thinking. That's why I was rechecking myself. I'm like, this is not an organ guy. Still getting used to my guys, but this is a good album. And then I'm a fan of kind of, with the hard bop. I like the beatnik, Beat Generation poets also. So I like Jack Kerouac. So the first one I picked up was this one. They had it in the store just sitting there, Jack Kerouac. And I think, was this the one with Steve Allen? No, this is the one with Steve Allen. This is him doing his poetry, and then you have a jazz band with him. So it just feels like an improv, cool kind of thing. So I like that. But this one with Steve Allen, I have a box set over there. Where's that box set? Where's my Steve Allen? It must be with the other ones. But I have a box set of everything they did together and all the Jack Kerouac stuff. So yeah, I really, really like that. Kerouac was definitely an interesting character. Let's see. Yeah, Dave has Maiden Voyage. Yeah, that's a good album. Dave, how many albums do you have? I'm always interested to know. You show albums, but you don't show like the whole collection. So interested to know what you have. Yeah, Coleman Hawkins. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, most of my jazz is in that single tub. It looks like it might go into the next tub, so we'll see. Yeah, OGs. You know what I'm trying to find is believe it or not, Kurt Vonnegut. Kurt, and this has nothing to do with jazz, but he did a couple readings for his short stories and things like that, and they put it on vinyl. So if anybody sees Kurt Vonnegut, speaking of Kurt Vonnegut, he's my man right there. Got my Kurt Vonnegut doll. That's my Vonna doll. That's the man. Yeah, once I started reading him, I'm like, whew. So Dave, yeah, I figured that's a good number, a lot. Yeah, inquiring minds. Well, that's why we do this. We don't know what people are interested in. We share our interests and our hobbies together. That's what this whole thing's about. Next one I have here is Jackie McLean, Tipping the Scales. Very good album. And then Jackie McLean, Action, Action, Action. And then he gets a little more funky, like that Miles kind of artwork, right? I wonder if that's the same artist who did the Miles cover. And there's a Herbie Hancock cover too that has similar artwork. But Demon's Dance is very good. And the Jazz Experiments of Charles Mingus. So we're getting into Mingus. I thought I was going to be more of a Mingus guy, and I like Mingus, but I kind of went in other directions. I did do a deep dive into Mingus for a while. But for, it's just like those artists you kind of check out, and some stick and some don't. Some of his do, but I thought I was going to be a bigger Mingus fan, if that makes sense. But you have this Mingus, just Mingus. It's a good album. This one I need to listen to again. This is Mingus at Carnegie Hall. I need to take it. It's very tight in here. Some of these I decided if that plastic's too tight, see, it's just too tight. I probably did that when I first started collecting. It'll be between two albums that are protected, so it's good enough protection. But I think this is like a 3-album set. Yep. Him live at Carnegie Hall. I need to give this another listen. This is one of the ones I'm going, should I keep it or not? But I need to give it a good listen. All right, and you have Hank Mobley, Curtain Call. It's a good jazz album. And this one's, I enjoy this one a lot too. Hank Mobley, Caddy for Daddy. Check out that picture, that Cadillac and the chick up there dancing or doing her thing. Yeah, good album. And I'm going to put this out there right now. I'm guarantee you, people have their Frank Zappa. Okay, they have their John Lennon. There's a million of these. Even the Miles, right? But I'm going to put money down that I'm the only person in the vinyl community with a Vonadol. Even though it's not vinyl related, I'm the only one out there. And that's it. You can't get one of these. That's right. You have over 1,200. So you have over 1,200 albums, Dave? We're almost there. My wife will be happy too if I get these emptied out because we really didn't use them that much. So we're going to get them returned over at the old Home Depot. We spent a lot of money. So some of this stuff needs to go back. Thelonious Monk with Coltrane. So there's a little bit of Monk in there. Like I said, I'm not big piano-based jazz fan, but certain albums. This is really good. This is one of my favorite jazz albums, The Sidewinder, Lee Morgan. And I was so proud of myself because on Better Call Saul, there was a scene where I think he's handing out cell phones. And I hear this horn go in, and I'm like, I know that song. I actually recognized the jazz song, and it was them playing The Sidewinder by Lee Morgan. Lee Morgan Infinity. Lee Morgan, what do you call it? The Raja. And then we go way back. I did put this in with jazz because Jelly Roll Morton, yeah, it's blues, but it is jazz-based ragtime. So I felt it fit a little bit more in jazz than blues. If anybody thinks differently, let me know. But I did put it in with jazz. And don't know if you guys have heard of this one, but this one was also recommended by a friend who's been in my music life forever. I don't know why this is sticking there. And he's the one that introduced me to Time Out and all that stuff. Yeah, that's not good. I kept the hype sticker, but it's trying to stick to my album. Not good. But this is Oliver Nelson, Blues and the Abstract Truth. If you haven't checked this out, check it out. It's a really good jazz album. I believe, yeah, it's a 2-set. It's a stereo mix and a mono mix. And I'll have to listen to it again and see which one I like better. But if you haven't checked this out, check it out. I'll put that on. I don't know what to do with this. I like to keep the hypes, but I don't want to mess up my album because it still has sticky stuff on it. There we go. Let's see. Listened to a lot of jazz a lot as a kid in the 70s and 80s. Wow. But it was more modern fusion before smooth. Okay. Yeah, if you can handle that fusion stuff and that experimental, it's easy to go to hard bop, but it's hard if you're a hard bop guy to go the other way. As far as I know, but man, as a kid listening to that, that's pretty interesting. I wouldn't have touched jazz until I was after like 40, almost 50 years old. Yeah, I had to have that ordered. You never see it. I've seen it on CD before, but not on album until I had it ordered, and it's pretty available. Yeah, that's does this thing do? Yeah, doesn't it do like stuff? How did that work? I just had a thing pop up on the screen. I think that's definitely not the original sleeve. It had different artwork. I don't have it here. It's in another room. But yeah, that one, they did it special probably because it was a mono stereo mix kind of thing. All right, this is a good one here. Yeah, I gotta go back. Some of these I've only listened to one time. Actually, take a look at that. I hadn't even listened to this album. I probably listened to it as a digital, but this is not even opened. So I still have this one. So this will be fun. I have an unopened Blue Note or Tone Poet here, but a Herbie Nichols Trio. So yeah, must have streamed it and then said, yeah, I got to pick it up, and just probably got busy and it ended up just being put away. That's a nice surprise. So this is your, yeah, there you go. John Patton, Big John Patton, blues based, but organ player. So very cool. This is probably my favorite by him, The Baby. It's Oh Baby, right? Yeah, Oh Baby. And I'm reaching the point where I'm gonna start. Might be getting all the shrink off my albums and just keeping the hype. But yeah, Oh Baby, that's a good one. And then Let 'Em Roll by Big John Patton. Then The Right Touch by Duke Pearson. He's just looking off into the distance, doing his thing. Let's see. Skull Session is a great Oliver Nelson album. More jazz fusion, but akin to Davis, Bitches Brew. Oh, all right. Look at Chance like upping me on the jazz. We don't talk much about jazz, do we? Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to check that out. It's almost done. Probably this and two more. Yeah, I heard all the hype on this one. Had to check it out. This is my only Art Pepper, but yeah, this is a really good. This is a good album. The rhythm section. This is a Record Store Day release on Kraft Records. Kraft is another one I've never had an issue with. I don't know about you guys, but no issues. So Oscar Peterson, We Get Requests. Really good album. Trio, right? Yeah, Oscar Peterson Trio. And this is on Verve. Acoustic Sound Series. Very good. I had another Oscar Peterson. Forgot the name of it. I know Glenn Kellaway's a fan of the album, but it just didn't do it for me. But that one, We Get Requests, is really good. And you don't see much Dizzy either. So when I found this Oscar Peterson and Dizzy Gillespie, I had to grab it. And it's got some snap crackle pops on it, but jazz is kind of cool with snap crackle pops sometimes. And then The Amazing Bud Powell, Time Waits. Yeah, he was another piano player also. Sam Jones and Philly Joe Jones on drums. And then this one's really good. Sonny Rollins, saxophone, Colossus. Really, I need to play this one again. That's a good album. Really good. So this whole tub is almost taking up all the one section over there on that shelf. Yeah, I'm just not big on the piano bass guys, but I'm glad I found an album of his that I do like, and there's probably more out there. A few OG albums, yeah. More Sonny Rollins on Impulse. Very good album. Here's another. Yeah, see, I gotta go. I buy so much and listen to that. I had to go back and listen to these albums. That's part of the problem. Out of the Blues, Sonny Red, really good album. I like some Wayne Shorter stuff. I don't really care for him with what was the group he was with? Somebody put it in there. I want to say Tower Power, but that's not the one. The other group. Wasn't a big fan of him with those guys, but on his own, especially this Waning Moments, this is very good. And probably my favorite by him is Adam's Apple. Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock is on here. So really good album. Kind of like this setup. I can kind of just chill over here and kick back and talk. It's better when you're kind of up and moving. When you're sitting down, sometimes you want to fall asleep. Yeah, so it's almost full. So almost one container's 1 cube in there. A couple of these are going to the bottom. So this is the last out of the bin. Doing the Thing. Horse Silver Quintet. I did have songs for my dad or whatever that album is, but it was in such bad shape. I'm like, look, you got to get rid of it. You'll come across. Hopefully they'll re-release it or something, but this one I enjoy. He's a piano player too, so I don't know what the hell all this is on the back. Some writing back there. I don't think those are autographs, but I don't know what all these. Roy Brooks. I'm just looking to see if anything matches, but I don't know. The date was 1978 on there. So I don't know. People did like to write on their albums at one point. This is really good. This is Jimmy Smith, Stanley Turrentine, Kenny Burrell, Donald Bailey, Jimmy Smith. Back at the Chicken Shack, I was watching Jazz Bums one night. Somebody mentioned this, and I don't think I had any piano or organ-based jazz at that point. But they're like, you got to get this one, and I listened to it, loved it, and glad I have it. Speaking of Stanley Turrentine, Mr. Natural, very good. The Extensions, McCoy Tyner, very good. Another one of those cool covers there, Stepping Out, Harold Vick. You have Grant Green. I'm really not big on jazz guitar. Grant Green, I try to find the stuff I like from him, but I just don't like that jazz guitar thing. I don't know why, but I like it when it's mixed in there enough, if that makes sense, but I don't like it too much of it. But John Patton's on there too, so this is really good album. And Preach Brother by Don Wilkerson. Good album. And that one has Grant Green on it too. So there is some Grant Green in there. Okay, so yeah, that entire no. I have Kenny Burrell on some of those albums, I think, but no Kenny Burrell. No, I don't think so. There's the question right there. So that pretty much that whole bin fit on that top shelf over there. So, like I said, I put this cardboard down at the bottom, and that way the album had a nice flat surface to stay on. Because I don't know if you guys can see it has that, and I didn't want the albums to get dented on the bottom or anything. Such a music nerd, I'll tell you that right now. So that one's done. I'll crack open this one, but we might hit on jazz tonight. We're like an hour in, so we'll see. Because I do need to get some sleep. What time is it? I get up about 7. Yeah, it's already 12:30 almost. So let's see. All right, so the box sets are in here. So we'll end it on my huge reggae section of my music. Was that Blue Note Records? I hardly ever come across. Wow. Yeah, they have quite a bit over at Kingfish where I go, and I can get them. If they're not ordering one in, if I hear one's out, they get one for me. Perk of working at the, working with the record stores, you get cool stuff like this. Like I have a Blue Note pen. It's kind of cool. There's I got some balloons over there and somewhere around here. Got the Blue Note 85 mat, so that's pretty cool. All right. This was a Record Store Day release, and I enjoy this one. Horace Andy, Living It Up, Sly and Robbie. It's a good reggae album. trying to expand my Bob Marley. I'm still working on it, but I have Exodus. Really, I mean, what a killer album that is. Yeah, gotta have that. And this one I took a chance on. I don't really like it when they put orchestra to artists, but I like what they did with this. It actually works. I have a Roy Orbison, and I'm probably gonna get rid of because that one didn't seem to match well. But I did enjoy what they did with this. They took their time on it. 10 legendary tracks, Reimagine, One Love, People Get Up, People Get Ready, Get Up, Stand Up, Is This Love, Redemption Song. So yeah, it's worth checking out, see if you like it. And then of course you gotta have Peter Tosh, Legalize It. So, I like reggae. I just not quite on my radar. I do want to get a copy of that Eddie Grant album, which I have. If you saw that video that I did, I have it on cassette. But I was surprised how much I like this album. Killer on the Rampage, right? Yeah. I always knew Electric Avenue, but he's really good songs on here. So there we go. I think that's going to be it for tonight because I need to cut it. But thanks for keeping me company. That's awesome. I'm just going to do this when everybody's in bed like they are right now, and I'll do this maybe nightly until I get it all put away. But like I said, I kind of like this setup better. I like the fact that the TV is now over the keyboard instead of over my records. I just never liked that look. I have it now where, like I showed you before, my records are here, and then I have my Beatles poster over here. So I just like that feel. So I'm gonna use that more for a background now. And I just like the feel of this a little bit better. I can kind of move around and do my thing. So yeah, thanks, Chance. I will. I need to chill more, but nervous energy right now too. So I'm gonna crash and burn and actually maybe shave my face again one day. So I'll have to find that 84th thinner. Yeah, they should have given you one, right? They sent it. You know how it works in a record store. They sent it as a promotional thing, and I'm nowhere near like the jazz expert. Definitely doing a lot of learning, but I do get quite all that jazz I've purchased from over there, or been given, has some nice gifts, but yeah, it was kind of cool to be in there, be a part of that, and get some of those, the balloons. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a Blue Note balloon, but it just looks cool. You end up with all that little stuff, and then you go, holy crap, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? But yeah, so we're gonna end it there. So far, one album's coming out, and we're gonna go from there. But yeah, I'm gonna hit it. But thanks again, guys, for keeping me company. I appreciate it. Chance, I don't know if I think it's your turn this week, right? Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I like the encouraging comments. It does help. It kind of puts a little wind in your sails, because I'm dragging. I'm just thinking of what I have to do tomorrow. We got almost all the laundry done today. The kitchen's in good shape. Their fridge got cleaned out. Tomorrow I'm hoping to be here when the garbage guys come, because there's a lot of yuck garbage that are sitting out on our street. So I want to help them throw that in the truck tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. Encouraging comments. And somebody, if you didn't see my other one where I was doing the hurricane updates, the update number 10, somebody pranked me pretty good. So you got to just fast forward to the end of it. And you see me actually get a little upset. And I realized what happened and had a good laugh on it. So anyway, thanks, guys. So I will go live maybe tomorrow. Just see how it goes. But I appreciate all the kind comments, and you guys keep me company while I put my stuff back. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.